Всем привет, с вами Волк 23, и мы продолжаем играть в Kingdom Come Delivery. Так, мы остановились на том, что нам нужно общаться с девушками, которые пили зелье. Пройдемся до них, до каждой. Кто что скажет нам. Стоять. Вот и одна. Где-то здесь.
What the hell was that?
God preserve you, good night. Can I do something for you?
Well, I never.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you.
That's all.
Take care. What's that?
What the?
Это ты.
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
Really? I'd like to know where from. And what concern is it of yours, anyway?
The herb woman sent me.
Gertrude? What does she want? More money?
It's not about the money. She's concerned about your health.
Вот у меня
That ointment can
красноречие.
be dangerous, and she wants me to make sure you don't do anything foolish.
It can't have got any more dangerous since she sold it to us. Tell her we're ever so grateful for her concern, and goodbye.
Что я тебя понял? Идем к остальным. Так, можно я как-нибудь это отключу пока? Это не очень сильно мешает. Да что такое? Ну, в бочке еще застрянь.
Jesus!
Good evening.
Goodbye.
Dad.
Да, господи, блин.
What are you up to?
Hey!
Who's there?
Что не знаю, меня там не было. Господи, ты где ты?
Who is it?
Вот ты, Вера. Я с тобой пришел поговорить, как бы.
What in the... What's with you?
Я с Верой пришел поговорить, отстаньте от меня. Слышь?
Are you dead?
Вера, стой.
I heard something about
You heard that where?
the herb woman sent.
Gertrude?
She'd like to know just what you're planning to do with it. She's worried about you.
What made her change her tune? You can tell her we plan to do exactly what we agreed. And not to worry.
Хорошо. Проследить. Там ничего не надо. Так, часик подождем. Так, и куда это мы? На ночь глядя отправились. Красивая церковь. Ничего необычного, я просто гуляю по забору. 100% каждый в детстве бегал, прыгал по заборам.
Apples straight from the tree.
My wife's brother
Melon
finally
ripe
God
and
bless
ripe.
you.
Straight from the field.
Я вошел в крышу. Все нормально. Нет. Еще бы дождь бы пошел, вообще бы замечательно было. Красота-то какая, лужи. Вот на каком мне расстоянии держаться? Вообще в кустах засесть и вот так вот. Да просто. Да? Просто идти. Я, наверное, так сделаю. Да, идем мы вчетвером, большой секрет. Не расскажем мы о нем. Ну, мужики, давайте. Вот тут групповой вечер намечается. Оба. Я еще и плюшку получил. Так, игрок. Ой, спасибо. Главное из виду не потерять. Так, ну как бы остановиться.
we can set off.
Is it far?
Not at all. But we should put the ointment on now. It takes a while to start working.
Where exactly do you put it on?
Well, there. You know?
I feel shy.
So playing games with the devil is all right, but dabbing some ointment on your cunny is going too far.
Aye, well, don't peek for a bit. I'm not sure.
Don't worry. Plenty of women have tried it before us.
What if it does work? What if he does appear?
But that's what we want, isn't it? Let's go.
Видимо, у меня вот действительно намечается групповушка. Так, куда нужно? С намазанными кисками. Это он, фонарик, чтобы не заблудился. Я вообще не знаю, я траву собираю. Да, на кофточку. Что такого? Ну, правильно. Нет, нет. Так, стоп.
I hear someone coming. Who's there? Is it you, Kuta?
No, I'm still over here.
What's going on here?
Welcome, Prince of Darkness. And make yourself at home.
What would you like us to do? We will fulfill your every wish if you fulfill ours.
Твою дивизию.
Prince of Darkness? What in God's name are you babbling about?
Why are you testing us?
Testing you? Jesus Christ, what have you been smearing on yourselves?
A magic ointment from the herb woman? We are ready to pleasure you, Lord. In return, all we ask is that you rid us of the humans. And if you won't rid us of them, then help us get away from here. Give us riches, so we can start a new life in the city.
I won't be fulfilling any of your wishes.
Oh, What must we do to please you, O Lord?
In return, you'll have to... Shit.
Твою мать.
I feel very weird.
Oh, that ointment. You smeared the ointment on me.
Fear not, my lord. Nothing will happen to you. It's all part of the ceremony.
Oh, shit. What the fuck? What did you do to me?
Нинджа резко превратился в нигера.
Are you quite well after your long journey?
Huh? Long journey? What?
From the gates of hell to here. When will you take care of the humans? And why don't you have horns and hooves and a goat's tail, like the priest said?
How come you're a talking mare?
What mare? Does your sight deceive you? I'm Vera, and I turn many a young man's head in Ujits.
Actually, I wanted something else.
What's that, oh lord?
Will you serve me and do all I tell you to?
Oh yes, our Lord of Hellfire. We'll do whatever you want. Just rid us of those wretched humans. Which one will you take first?
Me! Take me!
No, me.
And what about the other one? Why doesn't she speak up?
Kuta, you chicken, speak up.
Так,
I want you, Mare. Vera.
I knew it. Come on, come closer to me.
вскрыть замок. Хорошо. Скрываем замки.
That was tough. Oh, but I'm all dizzy again.
What is wrong with you? Is something going to come of it or not?
I need to sleep.
Bugger sleep! What was that? What is it? Someone coming!
Bring it on!
Cunt! Damn! Kurwa fix!
Take that! Ha!
Ты уже в путешествии другого рода. Хорошо.
Fuck happened here? Shit! Oh my god. These are no demons, just flesh and blood woodcutters. I'll never be able to explain this to anyone. Fucking ointment. Damn that old hag. Now what?
О, муха, ну. Жаль, девочек не осталось, конечно. Так. Ну, теперь переходим к священнику. Вскрытие замков. Я твои Верочки замок вскрывал. Да-да-да. Твои кобылы. Угу. А еще с нами была свинка. Курочка, которая молчала. Надо священнику рассказать. Священник? Ку-ку. Мне вот интересно, это священник? Ничего не знаю. Хорошо, подожди. Вот в этом Бог осталось.
I found out more about the Egypt witchcraft.
Pray, do tell.
The women have got hold of some magic lotion from the herbalman, and they're using it to summon the devil.
For the love of heaven.
I followed them to where they held their Sabbath. They summoned the devil, danced around a fire.
Oh my God, what else?
The women were completely out of their minds from that ointment. Then some woodcutters stormed in. They wanted to put a stop to the witch's Sabbath.
Good God. And what happened?
I had to kill the woodcutters to save those women from them.
For Christ's sake! How could you? Such needless slaughter! Those men meant well. Was there no other way to stop the bloodshed?
The woodcutters were beside themselves with rage, baying for the women's blood. There was no reasoning with them.
There must have been another way.
I did everything I could.
The good Lord observes your deeds. Pray for the souls of those unfortunate Christians. Pray, because you have blood on your hands. At least you see where dancing with the devil can take you. Pray for their loved ones and for your soul and mine, because we share the blame. And now please go. Leave me alone to pray. Good luck to you.
Слышь ты.
Huh?
Я с тобой пришел говорить.
God be with you. Father, Lubos was my only... If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Sure?
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right.
Take care now.
Вот мудак. Что, любовница?
Mother of God, you look like you've been assaulted.
You live here?
Of course.
I mean here, in the presbytery.
Yeah, right here.
In the presbytery? With the parish priest?
Yes. What's the matter? Don't you like me?
Yes, of course I like you.
So why are you surprised Godwin likes me too?
I'm not. I mean, I see. I think.
Take care.
Вечером, говорит, встретимся. Поспим до вечера. Так, что сделать с этим? Ну, как так?
Hold on to it. I'm sorry I can't tell you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first, I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovner. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened in Neuhof? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
I noticed there's a woman living with you at the presbytery.
What of it? Have you never met a cleric who lives with a woman before? Mother Church won't let me take her to wife. Too afraid it might lose its property to any heirs she bore me. But she cooks and cleans. And, well, as a man, I have my needs.
I'm not sure the parish priest at St. James would agree with you.
I heard he was a bit odd.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and neat servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs. While Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head.
И это просто взгляд автора философский на это. То есть ваше мнение может отличаться.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Well, enjoy it, Father. I have to go now. I'm not much in the mood for a drink.
I thought you'd be more game.
So you won't help me out with that secret?
No, I won't.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. My respects to you.
Father, didn't I wouldn't have expected...
With a stick. God be with you.
И что же мне делать? Так, на этом, я думаю, мы закончим пока. Также всем спасибо, подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки. Всем пока-пока, увидимся.